someone over Twitter puts out the Ring camera video on Twitter, on X, on January the 18th. Shannon Sharpe picks it up, that video. He and Ocho Cinco on Nightcap unpack it and talk about how racist this woman is and how this man was profiled in front of his home. And then Shannon Sharpe, I believe January 20th, 21st, somewhere in there, has the woman, the black man and his wife, on Nightcap to really stir the pot, to get the racial division going. Here's Shannon Sharpe. Let's start with the first thing that really raised a red flag for me is the introduction of DeMichael Jenkins and his wife and how that was unpacked and him talking about the neighborhood they lived in and all of this. Let's play SOT number 18.
I'm proud to go home. Shannon, something I want you to know is when they say it's an affluent neighborhood, it's one of the most wealthiest neighborhoods in Ohio.
Wow, congrats.
And my house is the best house in the neighborhood.
That's what I'm talking about.
Because
Come on now.
I designed it from scratch. I'm an architectural designer. I bought the land, I financed the land, designed it from scratch, and I built it from the ground up using all my resources. So proud to come home.
That raises a red flag with me.
The Shannon Sharpe and Jason Whitlock beef will never end.
They're coming on to talk about something that happened in November that, as best I can tell from all my research, police never involved. It's a little disagreement about a woman that was panicked with her kids, that the worst thing she did was tell the man, hey, I don't believe this is your house, and then run away. And so then came back, and she's on tape apologizing for the misunderstanding and trying to explain why she panicked and why she did what she did. She was caught off guard. There's a car. She's with her kid in a stroller, and another child's walking beside them, and a car isn't passing them by. It's creeping right behind them. She gets spooked. It's dark at night. She walks to someone's house. This car just happens to turn into this house. What a coincidence. So she's sitting there like, man, you've been creeping behind me. If this was your house, why didn't you just go past me, turn into your house? If you had turned into this house before me, I wouldn't have been suspicious, regardless.
The Ohio man, he's definitely a cloud chaser, and he mentioning that he's living in the most affluent area in Ohio State was, a bit strange to me.
This is just a disagreement among neighbors, people that live in the neighborhood. It's not some big, it's not Emmett Till 2.0. The man goes on Shannon Sharpe's show to talk about this, and the first thing that comes out of his mouth is, Shannon, this ain't just an affluent neighborhood. It's the wealthiest neighborhood in all of Ohio. And I'm like, what? This doesn't make sense. Who does this? Who thinks like this? Who talks like this? Who would go on a show? Hey, I had some racial incident, but let me tell you how rich my neighborhood is. And so that made me go, well, what? Because I'm looking at the camera angles and videos. I'm like, the wealthiest neighborhood in Ohio, what I'm seeing, that doesn't look like the wealthiest neighborhood in Ohio. That looks like a nice suburban neighborhood. What are we doing here? Who talks this way? And again, someone that wants attention, someone who's trying to prove something to everybody else. I designed this house. I built this house myself. It's the best house in this very wealthy Ohio neighborhood. Someone's gonna have to correct me. Maybe I'm wrong, but I did the research let me find out DeMichael Jenkins, where he's living, what he's talking about. What is this neighborhood? And so we did the research. Correct me if I'm wrong, but the best we could do was find out, like, these neighborhoods in this neighborhood are selling anywhere from $800,000 to $1 million.
I gotta keep it a stack. The guy, he's definitely a cloud chaser, but at the same time, the woman who actually decided to run away, that was funny and strange at the same time. Her running away like that was crazy.
And I'm like, the wealthiest neighborhood in Ohio? People are buying houses for $700,000, $800,000, $900,000, $1 million. The best neighborhood in Ohio, the wealthiest neighborhood in Ohio, this man's doing too much. And he doesn't have much life perspective. Maybe I got the wrong neighborhood, but I don't think I do, because these white folks live in this same neighborhood, and I've seen them interviewed, and they're like fitness trainers, personal fitness trainers. They got a personal fitness business. They're not Richard Simmons. I think the guy used to be in the military, and he and the wife do a personal fitness business and maybe some other stuff. But again, this wasn't Joe Burrow and his wife, or Joe Burrow and his girlfriend. This wasn't Jamar Chase and his wife. These are some personal trainers that have a business that seem to do well and seem to be in a neighborhood of homes that are valued anywhere between $700,000 and $1.1 million. It's a nice neighborhood. But the wealthiest neighborhood, and that's where you start off your conversation with Shannon Sharpe, this sounds like a man that will put yeast on a story, will turn a molehill into a mountain. And that's what's happened here. I don't buy any of this. These people want to be racial victims. They have a chip on their shoulder. They think white people are counting their dollars and counting their pockets and don't think we belong in this neighborhood. And so some woman had a misunderstanding about who this guy was, and now they're the KKK, and I get to go on Shannon Sharpe show, and I get to go other places and frame and disparage these people, try to run these people's business into the ground and make them out to the worst people in the world. It just doesn't make sense.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I want to thank y'all so much for tapping into my channel. I appreciate y'all so much. And the keeper to show y'all, that was Jason Whitlock, and he was speaking about Shannon Sharpe. The reason why is because he's feeling like Shannon Sharpe is baiting right now, because I was watching a video a couple of days ago, and it was a white female. And she was knocking on a door, and that's when she realized that it was a black man living in her neighborhood. And when she realized this, is when she started to actually panic. So she picked up her daughter and just ran away from the house. And this was all caught on camera, because the guy had a camera installed on his front porch. And to be honest, this footage was bizarre to actually watch, because this female was so shocked that it was actually a black man living in her neighborhood. She was so shocked, so she decided to actually run away in panic. And Shannon, he was speaking about this and other things as well. Jason is feeling like Shannon Sharpe is baiting. He's trying to start something. And this is something that Jason has accused Ryan Clark of doing as well, because Ryan Clark and Jason, they basically had a online spat a couple of days ago, when he decided to go at Ryan Clark, saying that he always trying to bait and start something. So this is actually something that Jason likes to do. He likes to basically call out people. And the funny thing is, Jason, he has a couple of beats now. We have, for example, Shannon Sharpe, his longtime enemy Stephen A. Smith, and also Ryan Clark. And especially Stephen A. Smith, they've been having a long beef now. And Stephen A. Smith, he actually refuses to mention Jason Whitlock's name in media. So let me know what you think about this. Make sure to like this video, subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next videos.